Hello, future engineers, subscribers, viewers, and students. There is another video in hydraulics, and this series of problems are problems given civil engineer license or exam problems in hydraulics. I hope that through this video, your preparations in your board exams will be that intense and rigid, and I hope that you will or you can increase your knowledge, your skills in hydraulics. So here is the first problem. A pump draws water at 20 liters per second from reservoir A and lifts it to reservoir B as shown. So this figure is given. So take note of the information provided for in this figure. The head loss from point A to 1 is 3 times the velocity head in the 150 millimeter diameter pipe, and the head loss from point 2 at the discharge side of the pump to point B, reservoir B, is 15 times the velocity head in the 100 mm diameter pipe. Determine the power delivered by the pump, the pressure head at point 1, the pressure head at point 2. So for this power delivered by the pump, this is output power because the input power is the source, either electrical or mechanical energy. So for the first part, let's write energy equation between points A and B, considering head loss. And in these 2 points, we pass the pump, so there is head added by the pump. So velocity head at A plus pressure head at A plus elevation head at A plus head added by the pump equals velocity head at point B plus pressure head at point B plus elevation head at point B plus head lost from A to B. By the way, if the points are chosen to be points on the liquid surfaces in the reservoirs, velocity head is negligible or zero, pressure head exposed to atmosphere zero, elevation head, so we choose the datum to be at elevation zero. That's arbitrary. It's up to you. So this is zero, head added, then velocity head at B zero, pressure head zero, elevation head 240, then head loss from A to B as mentioned here. It consists of head loss from point A to 1, the suction side of the pump is point 1, plus the head loss from 2 to B as mentioned here. So we have 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus head added equals 0 plus 0 plus 240 plus quantity, uh, 3 times 3 times velocity head in the 150 mm diameter pipe, so 3 times V1 square over 2G plus 15 times V sub 2 square over 2G. So velocity head. Now V1 is 4 times discharge over pi diameters 1 square. So 4 times 0.02 divided by quantity pi times 0.15 square, and that is equal to uh, 1.132 meters per second. Then we compute directly the velocity head at 1, which is V1 square over 2G over 19.62, and that is equal to 0.06529 meter. Then V sub 2, 4 times 0.02 over pi times zero point 0.1 square, it is equal to 2.546 meters per second. So the corresponding velocity head, V2 square over 2G, is 2.546 square over 19.62, and that is equal to 0.3305 meter. Substitute into this equation here. So head added equals 240 plus 3 times 0.06529 plus 15 times 0.3305. So the head added by the pump is equal to 245.15 meters. We can now compute the power output. Power output is weight flow rate times head added, Q gamma of water times head added in kilowatts. So we use gamma of water 9.21. So discharge 0.02 times specific weight of water 9.81, head added to 45.15, and that is equal to 48.10 kilowatts. We proceed to the second question, the pressure head at 1. So to determine the pressure head at 1, we write energy equation between A and 1. But you can also write energy equation between point 1 and B. Point 1 and B. You can also write energy equation uh, between, again, A and 1. It may also be 1 to B. We cannot write energy equation between 1 and 2 yet because there are two unknowns here, pressure head at 1 and pressure head at 2. So for pressure head at 1, we have two options, energy equation between A and 1 or 1 and B. So I choose A and 1. I want you to write energy equation between 1 and B. If you write energy equation between point 1 and B, head added by the pump is involved there, but A to 1, this is before the pump, no head added. So velocity head at A plus pressure head at A plus elevation head at A equals velocity head at 1, pressure head at 1, then elevation head at point 1 plus head loss from A to 1, which is 3 times velocity head of pipe 1. So the datum is still at elevation 0, so Z1 would be negative 20 as given here. So 0 plus 0 plus 0, everything here is 0, equals uh, V1 square over 2G plus pressure head at 1 plus negative 20, elevation head at 1 plus head loss 3 times 0.06529. Computing for P1 over gamma, pressure head at 1, it is equal to 19.74 meters. Then for pressure head at point 2, we can now write energy equation between A and 2, head added is involved, then 1 and 2, or 2 to B. So I write energy equation between 2 to B, then the rest, you can verify the answer by those mentioned energy equation and considering the points to determine pressure head at 2. So I choose 2 to B. So we have velocity head at 2 plus pressure head at 2 plus elevation head at point 2 equals velocity head at B, pressure head at B plus elevation head at B plus head loss from 2 to B, which is 15 times the velocity head in pipe 2. So datum at elevation 0 again. So this is 0.3305 plus pressure head plus elevation head negative 20 equals 0 plus 0 plus 240 plus 15 times 0.3305. Calculating for pressure head at 2, it is equal to 264.6 meters. So for problem 2, a 600 millimeter diameter non-rigid pipe conveys water from a reservoir with a velocity of 2.5 meters per second. The flow is suddenly stopped by the closure of the valve situated 400 meters from the reservoir. Assume that the pressure wave increases at a uniform rate and that there is no damping of the pressure wave. The pipe has thickness of 20 millimeters and a modulus of elasticity of 1.4 times 10 to the 11 pascals or 140 gigapascals. The bulk modulus of elasticity of water is 2.2 times 10 to the 9 pascals or 2.2 gigapascals. So determine the letter A, the celerity of the pressure wave, the time for the pressure wave to travel round trip along the pipe, that's capital T in our designation in the theory and concepts in water hammer. Then the water hammer pressure developed in the pipe due to instantaneous valve closure. So for the first part, celerity is square root of composite bulk modulus of elasticity divided by density. So C square root of E sub C over rho, and combining with or replacing E sub C by the direct formula, it is equal to square root of bulk modulus of elasticity of the flowing fluid divided by density. Then this density is magnified by multiplying 1 plus diameter times bulk modulus of elasticity of flowing fluid over Young's modulus of elasticity of the pipe wall, then thickness of the pipe wall. So we just make it consistent. So E sub B over density quantity 1 plus diameter bulk modulus of elasticity of flowing fluid over Young's modulus of elasticity of the pipe material, then times the thickness of the pipe wall. So everything is given, so we substitute it into this formula. E sub B is 2.2 times 10 to the 9 pascals, then divide by density of water, of course, 1000, then times the quantity 1 plus diameter, which is 600 mm, E sub B 2.2 gigapascals, then divided by E of pipe, which is 140 gigapascals, so consistent 2.2 gigapascals, 140 gigapascals, diameter in mm 600, thickness of pipe wall in mm also 20 mm. So from here we can now compute the celerity or the velocity of the pressure wave equal to 1223 meters per second. Then for B, the time for the pressure wave to travel round trip along that pipe, the round trip distance is 2L, 2 times length of pipe divided by celerity. So it is equal to 2 times 400 over 1223, and that is equal to 0.6541 second. Then finally, the water hammer pressure developed in the pipe due to instantaneous valve closure. That is P sub H, celerity, density, delta V, C rho, delta V. But because the pipe is closed completely, then delta V may just be replaced by V. So PH C rho delta V, and that is reduced to 0 V. So this is in pascals, but if we divide everything by 1000, that becomes kilopascals. So 1223 times 1000 times 2.5 divided by 1000. So the water hammer pressure for instantaneous valve closure is equal to 3058 kilopascals.